it's been 20 or 30 years or more that there have been these so-called experts running around saying, look, we can save you money, pay less to the banks by restructuring your mortgage, or go to another bank or another system and do this and do that, and you'll save all this money. And that may be true, but there's a lot of cost in doing so, unnecessary cost, and also cash flow is important in the earlier years of a mortgage. So there's a lot to be considered before you race off and change banks.
So you might be saving money on your mortgage.
Yep.
So you're putting a sort of a line, a circle around that, but you might be actually spending more because you've got fees. What sort of fees could you end up paying?
Well, initially, a lot of people have that dilemma today after last week's OCR change, and interest rates are continually dropping as they have over the last few years. So they're thinking, do we restructure? And some people would say, yes, you should, but got to be really careful, weigh up the costs of a break from your current bank. In all cases, I would recommend you speak to your original broker or bank. Go back and say, well, look, someone's approached me about this. Can you do something without me moving bank? And I'm sure that in most cases, some deal can be done there. The other thing is, yeah, we've talked about for a long time early mortgage repayments. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. In fact, it is a good thing. If you can pay it off sooner, that's great. You'll save a lot of interest. But also, bear in mind, if you're a young family with children, school fees, food on the table probably comes as a higher priority. So the interest that banks charge in New Zealand and the system, well, the interest has never been lower. And there are 4 factors in a home loan, and you increase repayments, sure, you reduce the term. But you get what you pay for, and you pay for what you get.
So if you do pay off your mortgage earlier,
yeah,
can your mortgage broker or your bank charge you a fee for doing that?
Well, they don't actually... I would talk to a broker in the first instance. Well, I suppose banks, they've all got a vested interest in you staying where you are, but whether you go from ASB, BNZ to Kiwi Bank or NZHL or whatever, they all use the same repayment. It can't be any fairer. So there are no unfair banks. And all this fake news about banks wanting to keep you for 30 years and drag it out and extract as much out of you as possible, that doesn't make sense at all. They are charging you, whether it's 5% or 10%, it's on a daily basis, so it's a per annum rate on a daily basis. It's absolutely fair. There's no other way of doing it. So I'm not, I know people are getting slotted into various banks. I won't mention which brands, but they're told that they're fairer. Well, they aren't. Absolutely not.
And you can play with a bit of the language around it too. So you could say to someone who's paying monthly repayments, you pay fortnightly, the same, it's like half the amount, and you'll pay your mortgage off sooner. But it just means you're making more payments per year.
Yeah, spot on. That's exactly it. All you're doing, if you were paying $1,000 a month and you pay $500 a fortnight, well, there are 26 fortnights in a year, so you're actually paying $1,000 a year more. So, of course, it's going to go down faster. So that is, and that's how they lure the unsuspecting customer in, by saying, look, we've just saved you 3 years off your mortgage already.
I think the most important thing you said is get some independent advice. Thank you.
Absolutely.